Okay, hello. My name is Matt, and I'm with California Youth Services. I'm one of the counselors on staff. And today I'm going to be doing a video on a quick introduction to mindfulness. So, the goals for this training are as follows. The first thing I want to do is to kind of explain mindfulness and really define what it is. And then what I want to do is I want to provide a mindfulness analogy that really helped me to understand it. And as I continue to practice it in my own life, I am constantly trying to learn more about it. And I just felt like this analogy really helped me develop a good understanding about mindfulness. And then what I want to do is discuss some of the benefits of mindfulness. And then finally, what I want to do is present different resources that you can tap into should you want to adopt mindfulness in your own life. So let's start off by talking about what is mindfulness. And mindfulness, as a definition, is really just about maintaining a moment by moment awareness of your thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surrounding environment. Okay, and so what it's really about is it's about accepting your thoughts and feelings and environment just as it is. It's really about not judging them as right or wrong, but instead just focusing on the now. Because so many of us, we live in this high stress life, and we're always either thinking about something that happened to us in the past, right? It could have been 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago, and we're kind of ruminating about it, or we're worrying about the future. So maybe a conversation that we are going to have with our boss when we get to work, or we'll be driving and worrying about where our kids are going to go to college when in actuality they're in sixth grade right now. And so what mindfulness is about is really kind of, it's not about arguing with your thoughts or trying to push away emotions. It's really about experiencing them and kind of watching your life unfold moment by moment by moment. And so an analogy that I heard in a book by John Kabat-Zinn, who was really instrumental in bringing mindfulness to the United States and just the western part of the world, um, is this analogy of a river. And in this specific analogy, what we want to think about is this river being your thought patterns and the kind of the flow of thoughts, right? And emotions. And like with any river, just like our thoughts and emotions, sometimes they can get kind of rough, right? And like in this picture right here, we can see the rapids have kind of started to form and the water's going fast, and it's a little bit of a rougher stream, if you will. And this can happen in day to day life, right? We can start to become anxious, all right? Or our thoughts can start racing in our mind. Um, we can start to experience feelings that we don't like anxiety or depression. We can experience grief and loss. And these things can all trigger a more upset or fast paced stream of thought and emotions in our lives. And this can happen so much that sometimes we just get swept away in our thoughts, right? Like in this picture right here, you can see that these people are barely staying afloat. And sometimes we feel like that in our own lives when, we have so much going on, so much stress, and our anxiety just gets to the point where it's almost unbearable. And that's why this video is a follow up to our first video in this series on anxiety, because mindfulness is really about this idea of kind of stepping out of the stream of thought and observing it. So that's why I like this picture right here, because mindfulness is about getting out of the stream in general and not identifying with your thoughts and emotions. It's really about just seeing them as something that you experience. Because when you try to wrestle and stop and control all of your thoughts and emotions, what happens is it often makes them worse. And mindfulness is really about kind of stepping off to the shore and just observing them as they go and letting them pass. And it's something that you have to practice again and again and again. But eventually, what happens is the more you practice, the easier it becomes. And some of the benefits that have been demonstrated by practicing mindfulness have been things like a increase in a person's immune system, reduction in stress and anxiety in people's lives, as well as improving memory and emotional regulation, also helping with a person's focus, and also improving a person's sense of gratitude. Now, I have a link below this video, and you can check that out, and it will show you some of the research that's all been done if you wanted to read more on these things. But what I really want to point out is that mindfulness is a practice, right? It's something that you have to continuously practice to really see the results, just like anything else. You know, when I often present this idea of mindfulness to clients and I'll tell them that, this is something I practice in my personal life, I always get things like, well, there's no way I can meditate. My mind just runs too quickly. Or, yeah, I tried that once and it didn't work. And I often, kind of throw out the analogy of, well, it's like kind of playing the piano or learning an instrument. Like the more you practice it, the better you're going to get at it. So if you try to play the guitar or the piano once and it didn't work, it's kind of the same thing of like mindfulness. Well, it's like, yeah, of course it didn't because you haven't put in the time to practice it. And so mindfulness really is a practice, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. And the more it kind of just you learn to step out and not get so caught up in your thoughts and emotions. And when you can actually step aside and just kind of observe your thoughts and emotions, it helps you make more intelligent decisions that are not so impulsive or not so just fueled by emotion. And what I generally recommend, and this is what I did with when I started, was that I started with just simple guided meditations, right? And so I started with things like 5 or 10 minutes a day, and that's generally a great place to start because it's not a great deal of time, and people can stay and meditate 10 minutes a day, and you can actually see significant improvements with as little as 10 minutes a day in your life in your stress reduction. And you can expand your practice to 30 or 40 minutes a day, an hour a day if you want, or you can stick with 5 to 10 minutes. It all depends on you and how much effort you want to put into it. But at the end of the day, I just want to extend the idea that mindfulness is something that you practice, and it's not something that you're going to get a lot of benefit out of just trying it once or twice. It's something that you have to continuously work at in order to really see the benefits of it. And so, what I want to do now is I want to present some different resources that you can check out. These are all free. Obviously, there's several meditations you can get on YouTube, and you can go and just do a simple guided meditation. There's also two websites that I personally endorse and recommend. One is calm.com, and they also have apps and that you can download on your smartphone. And the other is Headspace. And I particularly like Headspace because they have some great videos that really kind of explain mindfulness and why you're doing what you're doing, as well as provide guided meditations. Other than that, if you want some more information, we offer some free resources through our website. If you just click the link below this video, you'll be taken over to our website, and we have free resource guides. Different tools, parenting tools, all things like that that we want to give to you. So make sure to click the link below the site, and you'll be taken over to our site, and you can download it. Download your free resources right there. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you over on the next video we release. And I hope you have a great day.